Entitled Mom, find me? What, for a few minutes? No way. I was told there would be a ride home waiting for us and that's it. Driver 1, I'm sorry, but you knew that beforehand. It is in our TS amp, CS. Entitled Mom, no one told me that. Driver 1, you agreed to it, ma'am. The company will mail you everything, I need your ID please. Entitled Mom, no. Driver 1, I'm afraid I will have to involve police then. He goes back into his seat. The boy shows up next to me. Boy, I want that game. Me, I told you no this morning. It's still no. He pulls a sad face but goes back to his mom. It's semi-dark outside, Mia is lying spread over her seat in my lap. Not that I cared, she was tired and I expected her to fall asleep while playing. And she did, face buried in my jacket that she had folded like a pillow on my lap. I turned the game off but with the sling on Mia's wrist, I can't put it away. Entitled Mom suddenly hovers above me. Entitled Mom, she is done playing. Me, so? Entitled Mom, my son can play now. Me, no, he can't. It's my game. Entitled Mom, come on, just give it to him. He wants it and you are too old for it anyway. Me, I don't care, it's my game. I said no so please leave me alone now. Entitled Mom, what gives you the right? She's practically yelling. I'm worried she might wake Mia and that I could end up with a cranky tired child. Me, I own it. Do me a favor and don't wake her. Entitled Mom, she is asleep, she doesn't need the game now. Me, ma'am, the game is tied to her wrist, I would have to wake her to get it and in any way, I would be playing then. Not your son. It is my game and if I have to tell you again, I will ask the drivers for help. You know I'll do it. Driver 1 turns around to us, giving her a stern look. I figured he was listening. Entitled Mom and son moved a few rows back. I thought she was defeated. Again I was wrong. A few minutes later, I was occupied with my phone, texting back and forth with a friend. I wasn't paying attention to anything else but watching Mia didn't fall off the seats whenever she moved. I didn't think much of the tiny hand on my leg at first since Mia's left arm was somewhere around there. Then Mia shoots up with an eardrum-shattering scream. I nearly dropped my phone in shock. There is the boy right between my legs. He had crawled up under our seats from behind to come up and probably try to snatch the game. That was his hand on my leg. And Mia had woken up to him staring right into her face mere centimeters away. The driver was cool enough not to cause an accident due to the scream but stopped the bus as soon as he could. Both drivers were furious. The boy was crying. Entitled Mom is screaming at Mia and I for making him cry. All while I'm unable to grasp the situation for a moment, holding the shaking ATO. A man from the other couples gets up and manages to somehow silence the situation entirely. Entitled Mom, this selfish girl scared my baby. She purposely screamed right into his face. Driver 1, ma'am, why was your son underneath her seat? Entitled Mom, I want this girl off the bus now. DT, Driver 2, ma'am please answer the question. Why wasn't your son seated? Entitled Mom, he is a good child, he can do whatever he want. Boy in tears, I want the game, mommy. Entitled Mom towards me, you owe my child that game now, bye ch. I ignored the insult. I had to calm Mia, trying not to explode in anger myself. I was so mad, I wanted to punch something. The boy tried to reach for the game again. I had had it with him. Admittedly, I didn't want to push him away as hard as I did and I know I shouldn't have pushed him back at all but since he only fell against his mother, I couldn't have cared less. I got up, face bright red, taking deep breaths as to not completely losing it. Me, you listen here kid, don't you dare to touch us or our game again. Entitled Mom, you hurt my baby. Me, you better be glad he is underage, ma'am, otherwise he would be facing charges now. Multiple attempts to steal my game, for starters. And the way he crawled up beneath us, I could probably make a sexual assault out of that. Also, Child Protective Services would be very interested to learn you even encouraged your son. Yes, I could have done that with him underage but let's be honest, he was probably the victim of this woman's miserable parental guidance. And I wasn't going to ruin his life more though then and there I very much wanted to. Entitled Mom, you have no right to talk to me like that. Your brat made my baby cry, you owe him that game now, he deserves it. He is a good kid. She wanted to get past me herself now. Behind me, Mia still had the game. I didn't care for the game itself anymore, but she would probably hurt Mia trying to take it. Now, I'm 5 feet 9 inches and roughly 70 kilograms. I'm one straight noodle and I really don't look like much. But I'm the only girl on an all-male rugby team. I take on guys bigger and older than her. And Mia knows that. She has seen me play. Mia, do your trick. My trick. I can throw people over out of a stand pretty bad. That's my standard move. But I couldn't do that now. I had already overreacted pushing the boy. Both drivers and the man held the woman back. She was screaming and trashing around, throwing punches and insults all over while demanding I gave her son the game. The 2 other men came to help taming her. It took a while until she gave in and sat down. Finally, I thought once more, we could get home. I had already told Mia's mom that we would be back late due to delay, but nothing more since our departure. So I have Mia huddled over the seats again, shaking, but sunken into the game again, and I take my phone out to let her mom know we would be even later. That's when I hear entitled mom whisper into her phone. She is obviously telling police some story about a stolen toy, child abuse, being threatened and cornered by several men, and being too scared to ask for an early drop-off somewhere around. She was absolutely exaggerating and presenting her own twisted version of the story. I asked Mia to let me up and I go to tell the drivers. They looked mortified to say the least and contacted police and their office themselves as well. Now I had to type that out for Mia's mom as short as possible. I didn't want her to freak about police at the drop-off since she was coming to pick us up. Fast forward 45 minutes later. 8 cops are waiting for us, an ambulance, Mia's mom who seemed to have introduced herself to police already, along with some elderly man, who was there to pick up one of the couples. Mia is happy again, which I was overly thankful for. I was scared dead for this to have some traumatic impact on her. It could have been partly my fault for exploding. She had never really been in trouble, hence had never seen me mad. Mia runs up to her mom, I follow with our shopping bag. Entitled mom and son are questioned separately in the ambulance, the rest of us has to answer questions as well. The drivers back us up with the bus surveillance cameras. Entitled mom is busted. Both she and her child are banned to ride with the company. She faces charged for a handful of things, encouraging her son to theft, false accusations and attacking me among them. At home, Mia proudly presented her new fabrics. I have a sewing machine which we work on rainy days, and shirts. All within the shopping money her mom gave her for the day. I pay for myself. In the end I got off with a warning for pushing the boy. Entitled mom pressed charges that were dropped due to the circumstances. The judge figured I was protecting Mia and my property in a heated situation and that the boy's prior actions had made it necessary for me to step in. Entitled mom was fined for the entire delay she and her son had caused, 1 hour 18 minutes in total, was ordered to accept family assistance, and Child Protective Services were to look over the family situation as well. Mia wasn't affected in any way. Mia's mother was quite understanding and doubled my Christmas gift card. I guess it was somewhat an apology or a thanks. She said it was because I risked charges to protect her daughter and taught her to stand up and be strong. This weekend, we went on another trip. Boarding the bus heading out, I see a boy in line who looks oddly familiar, but the man at his side doesn't. I forget about it. We drive off. Mia smiles widely as I pull the Etsy game from my handbag. 2 minutes later, the boy. The effing boy. Boy, give me that. Me, unsure if it really is him. How do you ask for things that aren't yours, young man? Boy, I want that game. Now. Me, no, sorry. Too rude. Go mind your manners please. Boy, Dad. She won't give it to me again. This bulky man gets up from his seat. To my luck, one of the drivers is driver 2 from the month before. He recognizes the boy and me. DT, young man, I need to see your ID please. Where is your parent? Father, my son only asked to try the game, sir. DT, yep. That's why he got banned last month. You have to get off this bus or I will have to call the police. Father, I bought tickets for this. I have the right to drive. Police was called straight away. We stopped. The father got arrested for resisting police and fraud. Turns out both he and his son had signed in under fake names. Also his son was 11 yo by now and needed a ticket but was signed as 10 yo and didn't have one. Driver 2 came to me to apologize and see how we were doing. I told him no apology was necessary. I wasn't sure about the boy myself first. I thanked him for resolving the situation immediately. There were a few more kids on the bus this time and Mia took over the last row with 3 other kids, sharing the game, taking turns. They had no trouble at all the entire ride through and I exchanged contacts with their parents. We are going to meet up in a funhouse next week. Friends were made. That's how easy it can be. Honestly though, even on the second ride, had the boy asked nicely, I would have left the choice to Mia whether or not she wanted to share. After all, it could have been an opportunity to make a friend and people deserve second chances if you ask me. But no. They felt like he had the right to have my game because he simply wanted it. He was rude, the parents were worse. I have no bad feelings for getting them kicked off the bus. However, I feel bad for the boy, it wasn't exactly his fault if he didn't know better.